All right. We are live. Let's get this thing going. All right. I'm hoping tonight will be the night, you guys, because I'm ready to get this thing done. I'm ready to get building. Let's see what we have left. I got a lot of the beach done. I actually did the beach off camera, but I really like how it came out. I'm missing a little bit of foliage, though. Some of the tropical plants. But we have most of the beach in place. There's like a hidden statue over here, which is pretty cool. Built into the wall. So there's that. Let's see. Wouldn't it be cool, guys, if there was like a way to build a lot inside of a mountain? Like a cave lot? That would have been cool. I don't know how we would do that though. I don't think we have that feature. Let's see, got this over here. I'm not like a fan, honestly, of this area, you guys, because I did this really early on and some of the sculpting is a little bit shoddy, shall I say. I can probably fix it though. Let me see. I have this weird sidewalk that ends as well, but it might be alright. Let's see what else. Yeah, we're missing a lot of the little shrubs. So we're gonna add those in. Let me see what else we have to do here. I think the farm is actually done, more or less. I'm gonna add like smaller bushes everywhere. Oop, there's a little bit of a blip over here. Let's see. Little tiny bit of a blip. All right, let's see what else. Oh yeah. This area. This little piece right here was ruining me, you guys, because it is see-through. Maybe if I can find a piece of wall, because that's really gonna bother me to no end, so maybe there is something we can do. Just a little tiny piece of wall. I mean, I can put one here too. It's not really transparent on this side, but let's see. Yeah, that's kind of a weird moment. Let me see. Can I paint it a little bit? Pat in some soil over here. It's like, how do I blend that? It's such a weird area, you guys. Even over here, maybe I'll do the same thing. So we have like sand coming in. Maybe I should put some rocks. Perhaps like a little cliff. Maybe that would help. What do we think, you guys? Should I put like little rocks over there? Not sure. I can pat this in over here. Yeah, actually, it could be built into a mountain. Let me see. This is me getting nitpicky because we're getting so close to the end, but I want everything to be, like, as seamless as possible. So I could kind of build it into a little cliff. I think that works better. What do we think? Yeah, I think it makes more sense to have it built into a cliff. There's like some weird like swampy area going on and I'm like, Hmm. It didn't feel right. Same thing with this side, so let me do this. I'm gonna increase the opacity over here. Alright, and then I'll take this. Oh, I can actually get the square. Nope, wrong one. Okay. So we got that in place. Let's see if I can sculpt it a little bit more. Texture is very, like, strange on this. I feel like when you sculpt this, you guys, you can kind of see where the polygons are. If you know what I mean, you guys. Like, look at how jagged that is, as opposed to having more of like a smoother elevation. You can see like where it pulls those points up. Okay. Some sand over there. See, I like it better over here because I think it makes more of a cliff. Maybe I should do something like that. So in that case, maybe I flatten it like this. Sheer cliff. I don't really know how to use this. I don't know how that works. It says sheer cliff, so I'm thinking it's going to make a drop, but it doesn't really do that. I guess more like valley. The taper is much better over here. It's the little things, you guys. It's the little things that bother me, but I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. I could try to make it steeper. Okay. Let's do... It's looking better. Maybe if I extend it out into this. Aw, man. Can't catch a break. Alright. Okay, may have to do, let me see. Beachy over there. Yeah, I could do the same thing over here. Alright. Alright, that's better. And we'll smooth it on out. Okay. That works. Hello, Gamer Freak. We're still in Create a World, but I'm trying to get this done tonight. I'm really, like, ready to start building in the world. Some Sims 3 magic. Yeah, I like that better. I'm probably going to get rid of the soil over there and just do some grass. Oop, and there's a little divot right here. Goodness, that's so large. There we go. Add a little bit of sand back in there. Furious clicking is the way to do it. Right? That would be great. If we could build like this in The Sims 4. I'm fine even if the lots were stuck in place. But nope, not even. They cheaped on out. All right, bring back a little bit of grass. Yeah, I know. I think modders have been able to build their own worlds, but obviously, like, what's the point? Because this is something that EA had officially made, and you know, unless you're comfortable using mods, I don't even know if it was publicly. I don't even know if that was publicly released. I remember seeing somebody building their own world in The Sims 4, but it's not like a common tool by any means. But it's so cool that this is actually a tool. Like, it's technically still in beta phase, but it's been in beta phase for almost, like, what, 16 years now? But it's okay because it works perfectly fine, surprisingly. Okay. That works, and then let's do a little bit of grass over here. We'll call it a day. Hopefully, with this little military area. Furious patting in. Pat, 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 pat. Alright, here we go. A little bit more. There we go. I do like the watchtowers that we do, though. I think that's pretty like fun over here. Yep, and they're like pretty cleanly placed on top. I did use like the same, what's the word, like parameters for each one with like the different coordinates in the game. Let me smooth this out over here. Okay. Do some over here as well. Oh man, I just saw that. Okay. You can see how the terrain is dipping down a little bit. Is that better? Still sinks in for some reason. I don't like that. I don't know how to fix that though. I'm flattening the lot here. Let me see. Flatten terrain. Strength. Let me turn it up a little bit. Okay. All right. Cool beans. All right. Okay, I think that fixed it. It's not perfect, but it at least is a little bit smoother, so we're gonna leave it like that. And then we're gonna smooth this out. Alright, we've got a little blip down there. It's very hard to correct these because I don't want to mess up the terrain up there. I think we're okay, though. I think we're okay. Alright, let's smooth out that little area. Lovely. Waves crashing onto the beach. I should probably add one more. Let me see. Military area. Effects. I don't know what this is. Ocean surf. Something. Just ocean surf. Okay. This is the tricky part, you guys. You kind of have to wait for the animation to reappear and then you adjust it. Let me see. So that's not right. I'm trying to spin the angle. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. I am satisfied with that. Make sure we don't have any other little blips here. I think I've done the best I can, though. Oh, yeah, we got this thing to deal with. That little, like, area. I hate that area, you guys. Why did they do that to me? They should have just made this a solid object. I don't get it. But let's see. We don't even need something large, though. That's the thing. It just needs like a little tiny bit of wall. Let's see. What is this? Is this the statue? No. Stone post and stone rail. Let's see. Even this is transparent. Yeah, I don't like that they do that. It really did not have to be transparent. It's almost like it has no mass inside. It's just a texture that's flat as paper. Let's see. We got retaining walls. I don't know if that's gonna help. Yeah, it's so large. Not quite. Let's see. We would need like a very, very small wall of some kind. Let's see. Salt water, a rock. We're just gonna stick a giant rock over there. We have lots of retaining walls, but these are usually large. See, like this is the same one over here. It's too big. I do like the look of this, but it's huge, and we can't shrink anything. That's the unfortunate part. Nope. 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 Oh my god, we have like a highway over here. Nope. Yeah. No luck. Let's see. Your pylons, mission sign. Let's see. We've got a lot of metropolitan buildings. These are all from late night. Huh. We got a guardrail. Guardrail could almost work, maybe, just to cover this up a little bit. That's just really bothering me. Let's see, if it's a short one. Nah. I'd rather it be like a solid object. Like a wall. Flat rock. Could almost do something like that. It's not bad. Just to cover that up. It's a little weird, but it could work. Just like right here. Flat bridge. What is this? Oh, it's just literally a flat bridge. Okay. Lovely. That does look kind of weird, though. Just a random rock chilling out. Oh, man. Like, Sims 3 screwed me over with this. I'm not sure what to put here. Split rail. Nope, that's not going to work. What are these? Oh, okay, like stoppers for like the roads and stuff. Okay, country sign. We have planter boxes. Ooh. Oh, no, these are like... Nope. Okay. What is this? Whoa, okay. The things you find, you guys. There are so many things in here. Hey, Kitty Haas, welcome in. I'm trying to find something to cover this little hole. I really don't like how this object is see-through. It's fully transparent on the inside. It has no mass, and it's really, like, difficult to cover up. I might just put maybe hedges. I'm not sure. Ooh, we have an abandoned home? Abandoned sawmill? Ooh. I like this object a lot. Because it does fit with the story of the island. Okay, okay, hold on. Abandoning ship. I like that, but where do we put it, though? Maybe over here. I think this island needs that, because this is like the older... this was like an older part of the city. It could go here. Abandoned home? Wait, what is this? Ooh, it's giving me like Norman Bates energy. It's not quite what I'm looking for. Abandoned train bridge. Ooh. Ooh, that's cool. I actually like that. Maybe if it went off into the water somewhere. The things you find, you guys. It could be down here, maybe. You know, like right here. It doesn't even have to be a train. Maybe there was a large ship that would come to shore, you know? I just have to fix the terrain a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Out into the ocean. Lovely. Oh, let me put the redeems open. Alright, we have changed the music station, tarot reading, start a poll, and accent time. I'll probably add one more coming soon, but not sure just yet what they will be. Okay, I do like that, though. The sawmill, I do want. I do like the sawmill. Maybe it can go... Let me see. There is one thing I don't like about this island. I almost want it to be a little bit more, like, sheltered. That sounds very strange, but I want it to be more, like, hidden away. So what I think I might do is just pile in a lot of different trees. Like the other oak trees, if you will. I can place it back here. It's a sawmill, huh? Okay. Maybe I'll put it right here. Oh, man. I forgot. I'm in the wrong layer. Okay. That's okay. Move to another layer. The slum island. It's all good. Okay. Separate the trees. It's gonna be a problem. The object is too big, and now it just gets in the way of everything else. Okay. Can I not select the tree? There we go. Let me move these out of the way. We have a park over here. Kind of eerie, but I don't mind it. Can I get this tree? Okay, and then I'll also put in some more dirt over here. I love how I'm like, I'm gonna finish this, and then I find like more details I want to add to the world, but hopefully it is not in vain. But yeah, I do feel like we do need more trees. Let me see. Because I do want this to be a little bit more hidden away. So, trees. We use the fir trees, I think. Let me see. Yep, okay. So we can bring these back. Probably gonna bring in some of the oak trees as well. I'm gonna bring back some over here. We'll mix it in with the other trees. Some pop up over here. Yeah, it's very barren over here. I tried to give like the impression of things dying, but then I thought, you know what? I love my trees, so here we go. Leave some room for some oaks. Okay. And hopefully it'll look more filled in this way. Whoa! Okay, oh my gosh. Don't lose control of the camera. We're good. Alright, some more over here. Ooh, that's a big one. Love it. Filling in the spaces. I'm gonna hide this a little bit more. Lovely. Alright, some more over here. Okay. Alright. Maybe we don't need... I don't think we actually need the oak trees, you guys, in this case. I think what we will need, though, we will use the shrubs. We'll use some of these. Gotta fill in those gaps, you guys. Ooh, I don't like where that one is. Let's see. Bushes over here. Yeah, I want to kind of make it a little bit more hidden. There's been a little bit of overgrowth. I don't like this tree over here. This one went for a little bit of a ride. Alright, let's see how we're doing over here. Whoa, why is this area so blank? It's like nothing over here. Alright. Lovely, lovely. Definitely need to get some smaller ones, because these are... I do like these shrubs, but they're just so large. Scatter some over here, and maybe... Yeah, they're so large. I'm like, how do I place them strategically? There. Ooh, we need a lot over here. Yep, too empty over here. Ooh, very empty over here. Okay. Okay. Let's do a little bit more over here. Let me save this out. Not gonna take any chances, you guys. All right, and then we'll do some fir trees. Lovely, lovely. Don't want to put too many next to the lots, but it is just very blank over here. Gonna fill the void, you guys. Why not? Some here. We have smaller ones. Oh, these are really small though. It's fine there. Alright. Now we finish off this area with the buckthorn. Alright, here we go. I like this bush more because it's pretty small, but it's easier to kind of disperse everywhere. Excuse me. Cover up some of those trees. Little bushes over here, and let's do some over here. All right. I think it's looking good. It's taking a while, but we're getting there. Let's hook it around the tree this time. I don't want to, like, be doing the same thing everywhere. Oof! Many bushes everywhere. All right, here we go. Trying to make it overgrown, you guys. This is commitment at its finest. Yeah, we're missing a lot over here. Some near the willow tree. Some over here. Definitely want some over here too, because there's just so much blank space. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, the other thing too, you guys, is the fact that I didn't really place a lot of regular foliage like this in other areas, so probably gonna have to do that off camera because this is just it's a very long process, but it'll help make the world look just a little bit more realistic. Let's get close to it. Let's do some over here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm a little concerned about how the world's gonna handle, because there's gonna be a lot of trees and whatnot, but maybe we'll be okay. Anybody have dinner yet? Anything good? Any home-cooked meals? Takeout? Oh, I like mixing that in with the shrubs. Looks good. Okay. And over here. So many blank areas. Yeah, there's so many over here for some reason. A lot of, like, I don't know, it's the blank trees that just stick out. They look so weird if there's no foliage around it. Very weird. Okay. Same thing over here, too. Try to cover this up a little bit. I don't like this barren tree. See if I can encircle the tree. Ooh! I dropped one in the ocean. Okay. I do like the look a lot better, though. I think this is much more along the lines of what I wanted. I have to do the same process over here, though. Am I in the military area? Oh, man. Yep, I'm in the military area. Okay, hold on, you guys. I could swear... I seriously could have sworn that... Yeah, I really thought I was on the other layer. Hold on. That should fix it, though. Alright, we need some bushes over here. I'm, like, zooming out and seeing all of, like, the bald spots, if you will, and I'm like, nope. Must fix. Okay. You know what this almost looks like, you guys, when I'm doing this process? It almost feels, like, it reminds me so much of Don't Starve with all of, like, the forest, and you have, like, some of the burnt down trees like this. But I have not played that game in a very, very long time. Ooh, yeah, I'm loving it, though. It's taken a lot. It's taken a lot, you guys, but I do like the look. I do like the look of it. Like, being super wooded like this. I can try to make a little bit of a path over here, maybe. Like an old path or something. So I may not, like, go too far in. Let me see. Hi, Heather. Welcome in. Kitty looking good so far. Thank you, Kitty. Yeah, do we prefer it? Do we prefer this over the way it was originally? It was a little bit more... Well, it was actually a lot more barren. Like, I didn't mind it. I think I like the look more so for the supernatural area, but not really for this island. A little bit more over here. Do. Oop, we're missing some bushes over here, too. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I like the effect a lot more, personally. It gives the island, like, more of a private look, I guess. But like I said, I have to go back and also do this same treatment to other areas as well. I also have to remedy some of the elevation. Let me see. I don't have any shrubs. I don't have any shrubs up there, you guys. I'm like, wait a minute. Something's not right. I'm almost wondering if I should even have this lot over here and if I should just cover up the factory, but I can try to like cover it up a little bit more. Like it's obviously there, but I think that's pretty cool. And then we'll have the other road over there. This island got way more trees than it was supposed to, but that's okay. It is an important area, though, you guys, because I do imagine most of the starter homes being here, so naturally I would want this area to have, like, a good amount of detail. We have, like, we're probably going to have some duplexes here. Some smaller, like, old nautical-style homes. I'm not sure about this one, though. And then we do have this going out to the ocean. I almost want to lower this. Let me see. Like, almost like to here. You know what I mean? And then have it kind of dip a little bit. Let me see. How you guys liking the new music station? We got indie with vocals. The next station I'm working on is alt rock. So think of like, I'm trying to think of like what would be good examples. Man, I'm so bad at thinking of examples. I think of like mid 2000s through like early to mid 2010s is where a lot of like the alt rock was. But yeah, I did find some songs that would fit that genre to give us like something else to listen to. For some reason, I think of that song by Vampire Weekend, but I can't remember what the name was. And it was very popular back then. With a... I want to say it was like circa like 2007 or something. Can't recall. 2005, 2012 was a good era for alt music. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I love, like, to me, like, I'm a big indie music fan, so I'm not as into, like, the alt rock scene, if you will, but, like, for, like, indie music, that era into the 2010s is really good. You don't really see a lot of indie music anymore in terms of, like, I guess, I'm trying to think of, like, how I would describe it. Because indie music has always been, like, in the modern era for us, has always been tied to, like, hipsters. But you think of, like, a lot of, like, acoustics, like, folk music, like, that kind of thing, singer-songwriter kind of energy. Almost like, I think of Fleetwood Mac almost, but like in a more contemporary sense. All the artists like, let's see, like The Clientele, Iron and Wine. Oh, I had so many of them before. Patrick Watson I had found as well. I'm blanking. It's been so long. I almost want to say Death Cab for Cutie, I think, fits in there. We also had that movement of like almost like that like pop folk or like the indie pop era too. Around that time I was really into punk pop and nu metal. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was on a different side of that for sure. I'm trying to think who else is coming to mind. That was also the era of like Tame Impala, Passion Pit, like Foster the People. A lot of very interesting musicians. Yeah, some of them are coming back to me, but I can't remember a lot of like the more like slower acoustic indie ones. You had people like Ingrid Michaelson. Trying to think who else fits in that category. I was gonna say Sarah Bareilles, but she was a little bit more upbeat, but she was not exactly like your traditional pop either. And like Jason Mraz was kind of floating around. Yeah. The memories. The memories. I used to be really into music, you guys. I used to make sure that like my little Sony MP3 player was loaded with music from all different kinds of genres. Yeah, they did do Pumped Up Kicks, Kitty Haws, and then like later on in the decade they did Sit Next to Me, like come over here, sit next to me, like that one. They did release music after Pumped Up Kicks and before that album, and they did release a new album. I think it was either last year or the year before. I think it was last year, though. Yep. There was a lot of music, too, Kitty Haws, where it was like, especially in the early 2010s, it was a lot of like that folk pop kind of vibe. Like you think of like, oh man, I forget their names. There was a lot of those, the folk pop kind of music, kind of like what's playing now. I was gonna say Lady Antebellum, but that leaned almost a little bit more country. Was it American Author? One of my friends really liked them. Dang, I can't remember. It was a genre though, like the whole KG Elephant. There you go. There's one. Yep, you're right. That genre of like folk indie pop. I don't even know what to call it. But very, very 2010s energy. Very much so. That was my vibe in college. I was like all about all that. That alternative indie folk. I loved all of that. I still do. You. Welcome in, Hezekiah. We're trying to remember the music of like the end of the 2000s into the 2010s. Yeah, but this playlist is definitely inspired by that era. So like if you guys can think of artists that sound like what's playing right now, you're gonna be on the right track. Ooh, there's a lot of good music like that on the show Lucifer. I really want to watch that show. I'm trying to finish Smallville right now, and then I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Welling, the actor who plays Superman, is also in that show. And somebody else I know is also in Lucifer, but I can't remember. Oh, it opens with the Cage the Elephant song. Okay. You guys, who sings that song? It's like, I belong with you in my sweetheart. Who sings that? That's not Cage the Elephant, is it? I remember that song, but I can't remember who sings that. Oh, I need you now, or something like that. That sounds like Lady Antebellum. That's not the right one. But I think Kitty, I think you'll know who it is, or maybe Hezekiah, I don't know. And he's like, you belong with me and my sweetheart, and it goes like that. Right? It's a, yeah, it was a thing. It was very popular back then. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. The Lumineers? Yeah, I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. It goes up. Oh, and I need you now, or something like that. Oh, we need it now. Okay, we need it now. Yeah, okay. Yep, that was another one of those. Very similar genre as well. Yeah, I really like that music of the 2010s, although I did not like a lot of the pop music of the 2010s. Like, a lot of, like, the top 40 music was, to me, like, really, like, oof. Like once you moved away from the early 2010s, like, a lot of the music from, like, the mid to late 2010s, like, to me, it just all sounded the same. You had a lot of people who were doing the, what's the thing they call it? Cursive singing. Especially the ladies. The ladies ruined it with a cursive singing. I'm sorry, you guys. The ladies ruined it. We all like to sing with a little bit of flair, so you can't really hear what we're saying, but we're trying to be cool because we're pop girlies. It was an epidemic, you guys, of that cursive singing. And they still do it. They still do it too. I don't mind it for some reason with a lot of indie songs, but it sounds really bad in a pop song because pop songs are usually a lot more upbeat and they're supposed to be a little bit louder. So it's like, okay, you're trying to be like high energy, but then you're like, you're all talking like this. Can't really understand you. The Ariana Grande effect, yeah, part of it, but then you had people like who's the girl that sings I got my driver's license last week. Never felt that way about you. Whoever sings that song, my ex used to make fun of her all the time because she really was forcing that, like, that cursive singing. Even, oh, I forget who it was. Is it Camila Cabello? I don't know if it was her. The Chris Moist thing. Oh, I don't know Disturbed Kitty Haws. I don't know. I'm not into, like, yeah, like, was listening to rock and emo stuff. Yeah, I'm so not into, like, the emo, like, garage band, punk stuff, screamo, the metal. Like, that's not my jam at all, unfortunately. Yeah, the things I like, I usually like indie music, like softer indie music. I like some, I don't know how to classify it. It's like, I guess electronica, but with like synth wave. Like, if you think of like almost like new 80s kind of inspired music, I do like that. Like, kind of, I like lo-fi. Certain pop I do like, but I'm very like picky. I'll have a lot of like guilty pleasure songs, you know, that pop up, especially from the newer pop. Funny enough, I actually like the newer pop from like the past 5 years more so than like especially the mid to end of the 2010s. I did not like that era for the most part with the pop music. Love R&B. I'm still going through like my 90s slow jam era. 80s I do like. I used to really love the 80s, but I got kind of tired of it. But I do have songs that I do like from them for sure. Electric Callboy, yeah, I don't know who that is. Kitty Haws, I have no idea who those people are. I have no idea. It's probably just not in my wheelbarrow, so I'm not gonna I'm not going to know who they are, unfortunately. What kind of genre are they? I don't know how to make this work, you guys. Let me see. Maybe if I just go a little bit more dramatic. Ooh. That didn't really work. Let me just smoothing it out. There was kind of this interesting movement of pop, I will say, because you guys remember like Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machines, or like Rolling in the Deep, even a little bit of like Lights by Ellie Goulding. There was this interesting like shift in pop where they tried to be a little bit like alternative with it. But I don't know. I think that little period kind of died out. I like it. It did continue, but not like in mainstream pop. The pop got like very like, I don't even know, like somebody had a word to describe it back then. It got like very tropical for some reason, like tropical like house music. It was weird. I didn't like it. Like that whole period of pop. It was just not for me. Whatever that was. It felt like you were trying to go to like a rave in like LA or something. Trying to be like beachy but like super modern with it. Like you're in some kind of like electro dance club but you want to be tropical at the same time. Tropical house, I think they called it. I don't know. I didn't like it. Kitty Haws, they're a mixed genre group, but they usually do EDM and pop, mixing in death vocals. Oh my god, what are death vocals? Like death metal? Hezekiah, late 90s and early 2000s pop I enjoy. Interesting. Okay. I was not a big fan of the early 2000s pop, funny enough. I definitely enjoyed it a lot more once we got farther along the decade, personally. So like roughly like 2006 onwards. And then like my interest for pop really died down like once we started going past like maybe like 2013 or 14, then I was like, that's when I got more into like the indie scene. Deathcore, Screamo, etc. Okay. Yeah, no, unfortunately I won't know who they are because I don't listen to those genres. Are there any genres, you guys, that you just definitely heard of Slipknot before? Are there any genres that you guys don't listen to at all? Like, you're like, that's just like, oof, I can't listen to it. Sounds like you were describing Slave for You by Britney Spears. Me? I forget how that one goes. But I definitely remember that song. I just can't remember most of it. Yeah, there was that weird period of pop. I don't know, for some reason it sounded like cheesy to me in the early 2000s. Like, you know, think of like Genie in a Bottle by Christina Aguilera, or like, I'm trying to think of another one. It was very like over, some of the like the musical choices seemed very over the top for me for some reason. It was just, it's very like, it's very much that era, so it's either like you fully embrace it or you don't kind of thing. Trying to think what else. I know there's more. There are some songs I like from that era, but for the most part, I'm like, I can live without it. Hey, Alethea, welcome in. A good song is a good song, yeah. Yeah, I feel like there are certain songs that really transcend, and it's like, you know, of course not everybody's gonna like a song, but certain songs everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's actually like, that's a good song. Like usually like something from maybe Adele, for example, you know, even if she's not the most like exciting artist for some people, like she's definitely had songs where it's like, oh, well, that's a beautiful song, you know what I mean? Rap I don't like except for certain songs. I agree. I'm very fussy with rap. I do like it in some cases. I like a lot of artists who like rap and sing at the same time, kind of. So somebody like SZA, I always enjoy. Nicki back in the day when she used to sing a lot more in her songs with her rap. Kitty says, I like rap nowadays. I enjoy Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know her music, honestly. I see her name everywhere, and I don't know any of her music. I'm very out of touch. Same thing with somebody like Lizzo. I just know, like, that Juice song, and that's it. I'm very, like, out of touch with some stuff. Listen to some country. I found that I like folk music more than country, and I think a lot of people intertwine the two, but they're very different. They're very different, like, stylistically. I feel like folk is very, like, a lot of folk music is very intimate. It's very, like, slow. It's very, like, candid. Limp Bizkit. Yeah, I've heard of them. Alethea, I love 90s rap. I was listening to, What's My Name yesterday by Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, get dog. I used to like that song from Notorious B.I.G., but I can't remember. I think it's the Biggie, 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 can't you see? Like that one. I like more of the R&B from that era, though. So, yeah, like, usually my go-tos are, like, SWV, Keith Sweat, Alexander O'Neal, New Edition. Yeah, I love all those. Rage Against the Machine. Sounds familiar. There's a lot of them that sounds... Oh, Bones and Harmony. You mean, like, is it like Bone Thugs and Harmony? Isn't that what they were called, Alethea? I remember there was a song that came out in the mid-2000s, but I can't remember. I did like the song, I just can't remember what it was called. Let me see. Yeah, I tried with Akon, yeah. And I tried so hard. Just like, I think it was like living in the world we live or something like that. That was a good song. Yeah, I remember that one. That reminds me of Runaway Love, but I'm trying to remember who sings that one. Who sings that song? Oh, God. I'm gonna blunder this. Runaway Love. Let me see. I'm thinking it's like... I'm probably going to be so wrong. I'm thinking like Kesha Cole, like Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott. It's one of those ladies from that era, but I can't remember who sings it. I want to say Mary J. Blige, Runaway Love. I'm probably going to be so wrong. Runaway... Mary J. Blige. Okay, with Ludacris. If I'm not mistaken, that's a pretty sad song. I think it's about like a woman or several people who are in like abusive relationships or homes. So Runaway Love is like telling them to like run away from their home to like, you know, keep themselves safe, get out of a bad environment. Oh, you misspelled the name. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yeah, you're right. Oh my God, Kitty Haws. I love T-Pain. Like only 3 songs from Bone Thugs, but that's about it. That's fair. Oh my goodness. I love Tupac. I have not listened to a lot of his music, funny enough. I'll have to check it out. He was like one of those artists that I always heard so much about, and I just for some reason I never thought to like look through like the discography, I think it's called. Dr. Dre, see another one I definitely know of Dr. Dre. I just never looked through his music. Kitty says, I love T-Pain's version of Tennessee Whiskey. He's got a beautiful voice. Yeah, he can actually sing. People used to say, oh, he uses so much auto-tune, but I'm like, it's a stylistic choice. Like, he did that for, like, the effect. But Yes, he can definitely sing. Ice Cube, yeah, I don't know his music either, Alethea. I know Ice Cube. And I know he even has an older son as well, but I don't know his music, unfortunately. T-Pain, I knew a lot, because you have, like, Buy You a Drink, Bartender. He was in Good Life with Kanye West. Oh, Time Machine is a good one. If you want, like, a slower song from T-Pain. Back in the Time Machine. In love with you know what. Oh, I love I don't know how I feel about Lil Wayne's part in this song, but what's the song? I'm trying to remember how it goes. I know how it goes, but I can't remember the name of the song. It makes you say yeah. What's the song? It's from that Circus album he did. I remember Lil Wayne's part. Because he's like, ooh, keep running your mouth in the background. But I can't remember the songs. Oh, Can't Believe It. Oh, I can't believe it. That one. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, by Usher. Oh my god, that used to play in the radio so much. I got really tired of that song. But I know that song. That one's a little earlier. I think that one's more like maybe 2003, 2004, I think. I think it's somewhere in that time period. Oh my god, you know what song got ruined by the radio, you guys, back in the day? No One by Alicia Keys. I promise you, there was a time I had my CD player on, and I had radio on my CD player. And I went through like three, I think it was three of my, like, go-to music stations, and every single freaking station was playing No One by Alicia Keys. It's a nice song, but I got so sick of that song, I never wanted to hear it again. My favorite song from that album is actually Teenage Love Affair. That was on the same album as No One. Kitty Haws, you love that song till this day? Which one? No One or Yeah? Alethea, the reason why I love 90s rap is because they're expressing their freedom of speech. Oh, yeah. That's a big, like, that's a big, like, argument that a lot of people make for older rap music, because people would say, oh, a lot of modern rap is all about, like, just being rich, getting girls, and, like, clubbing. But a lot of the music back then was more about, like black culture, black struggle. And it was more, I think it was more, like, authentic, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, with what they were trying to communicate. Whereas now it's just more about, like, yeah. Oh, Kitty House says No One. Okay. Yeah, I figured it was that song. I love Gangster's Paradise. Oh, I forgot how that goes. I remember that song name, though. Yeah, Hezekiah, that's a good one. Some people want it all. That's an older one. I think that came out, like, around 2001. And then No One came out around 2006 or 7. I want to say 2007. Didn't she do, like, the Empire State of Mind song? Like, New York, these streets are made of. Streets will inspire you. I think that one was done with, Beyonce's husband? Right? With Jay-Z? I'm pretty sure. Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato. That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's great. That's one way to look at it. The beats will perspire you. Alright, let's see if I can make a little bit of a path. Okay, I don't care about... the routable terrain for now. Let's see. It's so steep, though. I wish I could have made it a little smoother, but we'll keep working on it. I feel like I'm way too much of a perfectionist on this, you guys. We're going to be here forever. I'm going to be 60 years old. I'm like, today is the day that I finish my Sims 3 world. Hezekiah, I actually seem to like a lot of the slow jams from the 90s. Yeah, that's my favorite, that's my favorite genre of the 90s for sure. Oh, TLC as well. I was listening to Red Light Special the other night. Those songs, though, they're very passionate. I like that, though. Like, a lot of the slow jams where, like, the music is, like, if you listen to the lyrics, a lot of times it's very risque, but it's done, like, in a tasteful way versus, like, I'm gonna S some P, you know what I mean? It's, or, like, S some D. It's, like, yeah, the music that we had in the 2000s, oof, a lot of it was very, very inappropriate. It was really bad. Okay, we can make a little bit of a road here. I don't know if it should be made out of sand, though. Maybe dirt? This is very steep over here. Work It by Missy Elliott. I don't remember how that goes. Whenever I see Missy Elliott's name, I also think of Alison Stoner because she was the young girl that was like dancing in a lot of her music videos, and then she was also on Disney as well. Hezekiah, it was dirty, but in the romantic kind of way. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That was Red Light Special over there. They were really good with managing the lyrics, though, I will say, because it's like they're talking about doing it, but like it's very they use like a lot of carefully made like euphemisms, or they'll like refer to it without being very blunt. That's why I said I was passionate. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm like, there's a way to make this a little bit like less steep, but it's not really cooperating. Let's see. Maybe if I go... Damn, it's very, like... Oof. Yeah. I'm trying to make this a little area over here. Some things are very intuitive in this program, and then others are like, I wish the Sims team put a little bit more work into this. Okay, that's a little better. I mean, this is not going to be usable anyway, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. Alethea, I had played a little of The Sims 3. It was fun, but my game froze. Oh man, Alethea, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's a pretty intensive game. I mean, I don't imagine like your game would handle this world, for example, because it's actually a medium world size, funny enough, but it's got a lot going on, especially once I put like the other buildings in place. I'm sorry to hear that, though. Do you have a good gaming PC, or do you have like an older PC, or maybe a PC that's not like just not like made for gaming? Sims 4 was meant to run for sure like on very low spec computers, but Sims 3, oof, yeah, I played Sims 3 on a laptop with like only 2 gigabytes of RAM. There was no dedicated graphics card whatsoever. It was really, really difficult to have like a smooth experience. I actually used to play in a custom world that was smaller, and then I would put like the graphics down to like medium low. It was the only way. And that game took forever to load, you guys. I was there for like 15-20 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, like, just text my friends while the game loads. The good old days, you guys. The good old days. Alright, I'll put the music back up. Oh my gosh. Did you guys ever do, like, Skype or Uvu with your friends? Do you guys remember those days? Oh my god. I used to procrastinate so bad with my homework. A bunch of us used to get on Skype every single evening. We would actually do some homework for sure on stream, but we definitely procrastinated a lot. Which was bad because we were all in a very, like, rigorous academic program, but we're there, like, just messing around. Alethea, it's time for me to get a new computer. I kept getting it fixed. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe worth a try. Yeah, because Sims 3 is definitely more taxing than, it's more taxing than The Sims 4, for sure. Because you have the big open world. Of course, so only if you can afford it. Like, I took a very, very long time to get a gaming computer. I had not had a gaming computer before this one. And I've had it since 2022 when I started my channel. But it's been serving me very well so far. I also don't play anything too intensive, so that helps. But yeah, I ended up financing it, and then I also used it for some of my design work, so that was helpful. It was actually like it was technically a business expense, and I was trying to get streaming going. Not streaming, I'm sorry, content creation as well. So I've had this laptop for 2022, 3, 4, 5, so it's technically going on 3 years, almost 4. I love when people share their specs for their computers, and I'm like, I forget my specs. like people are always like, here's the specs of my computer. I'm like, I forget mine. It's so funny. AMD Ryzen 6000 series, NVIDIA GeForce RTX. I can't remember the company of my computer, though. Because I had a different laptop previously. I think is it a Acer? Perhaps? Maybe something else. I got mine a year before yours, 2021. Oh, okay. Interesting. Is it a laptop, or do you have, like, a desktop computer, Alethea? People are really into desktop computers, but I'm like, I need my portability. I really hate being tied down to a desk. So I was like, I don't care if it's not as powerful. I don't care if it's more expensive. I need my laptop. I don't know the specs of the Xbox One S. No, I'm so bad. I don't remember the specs either. Okay, I do like that. I do like this area here. I think it gives it a little bit more of a story. I did want to add a covered bridge to the supernatural area. The problem is I don't know how I'm going to do that because I laid out a lot of the area already. So, not sure yet, you guys. Not sure. I do like the dirt, but I actually did like the sand as well. Let me see. Specifically the darker sand. Let me just double check, make sure. Oh, hey, Gloopy. Welcome in. My vampire sim got pregnant by Caleb Vitor. And how are you doing? I'm doing good. Feeling great. My cats are doing okay. And you are doing a fantastic job. Oh, thank you, Gloopy. You're very patient, Gloopy. I've been at this for a while. I didn't know you had cats. I wish I had a cat. I never had a cat before, but I always am very, like... I feel very drawn to cats for some reason. I think they're just very... They're very, like... To me, they feel very elegant in their own way. And they're very independent. Okay, I can't really fade this in too well. Sometimes the textures respond well, and then other times they're very rough. Like they don't blend with the environment, but we'll try. Alethea, I have the money. I wasn't trying to get a new one. I might get it fixed one more time. Oh. What specifically is wrong with it? Are you having lag issues, crashing, viruses? Like, what exactly is going on, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, it's steep. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I think it'll be alright. I'm not, like I said, this is not playable. This is not a playable pier anyways. I think what I also need to do, I do have to bring up the elevation just a little bit. Trees are disappearing. There we go. That will have a lot more foliage as well. It's cracked. Oh, so it, like the... Well, I don't know what's cracked. Is it the screen? Or some other components? Gloopy, you have 6 cats. Wow, okay. That's a lot of cats. I don't know if I can... I don't think I can handle 6 cats. I love the cats, but that's too much for me. But kudos to you. Yeah, I was dating somebody that had 4 cats. But a lot of times the cats would actually hide. So maybe like 1 or 2 of them were out and the other 2 or 3 were always like somewhere else. Kitty Haas, I have 1 cat that lives with my parents since my husband is very allergic. Oh, that's too bad. Alethea, the screen at the bottom of my computer. Oh, yeah, maybe it is time, Alethea. Maybe if the damage is a little bit too much, maybe consider getting the new computer. I'm not sure. Kitty says, yeah, it's a shame because he met her and she adores him. She's very people friendly. Aw, that's sweet. Yeah, it's funny, I was thinking of getting a guinea pig, you guys, because I was very interested in getting a pet. I just don't think I'm ready yet for a cat. And I have more experience with guinea pigs, so I may actually get one. I'm just not sure. There is one at the shelter that for some reason they said that she must be isolated. So I'm thinking that she's either aggressive or the other guinea pigs bully her. But I was really thinking of potentially getting her. I'm just not sure yet if I should. Yes, send pictures on Discord. Yes. Her name is Pudding and she's a 7-year-old long-haired brown tabby. Ooh, okay. Alethea, I might call HP to get insurance on it. That way I can get it cheaper on the computer. Like cheaper repairs, you mean? Kitty Haas, you totally should. We were thinking about getting a guinea pig. Aww. My Oreo is 17 years old, says Gloopy. Wow. That's a pretty old kitty cat. Let me see if this guinea pig is still available. They had multiple that were there for a while, but I did have my eye on the one that was lonely. And I was just looking for one. They normally say to put them in pairs, but honestly, I've had so many that fought with each other that I'm like, I don't fully agree with that. Let me see. Oh, lots of little bunnies. I don't have a lot of, like, experience with bunnies, though. Maybe I'll go tomorrow and take a look at her in the shelter. She's only 8 months old. 8 months, 3 weeks. They don't live that long, unfortunately. Like, most guinea pigs will probably live for, like, 5 years, but... I think what I want to do is I want to call them and see why she needs to be isolated, because... I don't know. Usually guinea pigs are not aggressive, but if they're saying that she needs to live separately, it's weird. Sometimes guinea pigs are aggressive only if they're with another partner, to which they want, like, they almost want, like, their own space. So, like, hey, like, you know, like, leave my food alone, leave my bed alone, like, this is my space. They're very, like, they're very, territorial. But then if they live alone, just because they're aggressive to a guinea pig, like another guinea pig, doesn't mean they're going to be aggressive to you. Usually they're fearful of you because they're prey animals, and their instinct is to just kind of, like, hide or, like, stay in their own place. So I'll have to see. I'll have to call them and ask why she needs to be isolated. Could also be a health concern, but I highly doubt it. I think it's more of, like, their demeanor. We actually had a guinea pig once. We tried to adopt, like, another guinea pig, and we had, like, 2 female ones together, and that female was vicious. Oh my god. Like, she was trying to bite us, and she was trying to bite, like, our other one, and we brought her back immediately. We're like, no. Like, we told them, I'm like, this guinea pig for some reason is just very, very aggressive and very territorial. And I have seen other ones that are like that. It's rare, but yeah. And she was big. She was a big guinea pig too. Alethea says, yeah, or trade it in so that way I can get it for less. Oh, trade in your computer. That's true. You could do that. Raven. Hey, Raven. Yo, just got home from the movies. OMG Sinners is amazing. Yeah, I hear people talking about that movie a lot. What kind of movie is it exactly? I'm really, like, I'm really kind of out of the loop. Is it like a thriller, action thriller? Like, what kind of movie is it? Horror even? I don't think it's horror. Black culture movie with vampires. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Something to check out. Made by the guy who made Creed and Black Panther. Oh, okay. I've heard that show is erotic. Wait a minute. No, isn't it Sinners a movie? Yeah. I guess we can do a beach here. Let me see. No, not even close. Oh, okay. Maybe might be confusing with something else. Confusing it with something else, Kitty. It has 3 sex scenes, not explicit. Oh, okay. Kitty Haas, to be fair, that opinion was coming from people who find vampires attractive. Fair enough. It's bad, you guys. I feel like fictitiously, like, the concept of vampires can seem very attractive, but if you, like... If you, had it happen in real life, you'd probably change your mind. If I was a vampire, I'd probably be like apologizing all the time. Unless it was somebody who like deserved it, I'd be like, I'm so sorry, I have to do this. And they'll just hypnotize you so you forget everything that happened. Raven says vampires are attractive. Remick, the villain vamp, not at all. Oh, okay. I wonder what it is about vampires, you guys. I think it's because like vampires are supposed to be seductive, and there's that element of like, ooh, like they're mysterious. You can kind of like be dominated by them. It seems more fun to me to be the vampire than to be the victim, personally. Speaking theoretically, of course. We are different people. Fair. All right, we got a little beach there. Ooh. I could have made this a port because we have a port. One here, maybe two, three, maybe at the beach. This could be another port, technically. Careful what you say. What if vampires see this? Kitty says, oops, did I just expose my inner thoughts? You guys are so funny. Yeah, I like to joke that I'm also a vampire. Into the supernatural. Up late. I mean, I guess I have some spiritual prowess, I guess, because vampires are supposed to be like psychic. They have like different powers. Seductive. Yeah, I can be seductive if I want to. For some reason, most of them are very skinny, or like fit. Like, yeah, there is that. They look young. They usually look fairly young. They're like stuck in immortality. They definitely have like not all of them, but like there definitely is like an allure to the darkness, that brooding nature as well. Very non-committal. Okay. Some vampires, they do have like long-term lovers though. Guess it depends on like what piece of fiction you're looking at. Ooh, big one for me too. Oh, I hate the sun. I mean, I love the sun, but like the heat, especially living in Florida. I feel so drained. Like if the sun is out and it's hot, oh my gosh, I feel the energy leave my body. I'm fueled by the cold. So in that sense, I am like a vampire. Like I love when it's cold. I feel like invigorated. I feel like refreshed. I just cannot do heat at all. Heat and sun I cannot do. It's very bad. I don't know. Somehow I used to play tennis when I was younger for like 3 hours in 95-degree weather. 90% humidity. Somehow I managed to last, but barely. If I did that now, I'd probably be throwing up everywhere. Because I can't, my tolerance for the heat has gone down significantly, which is strange because you'd think that over time I would have like more of a tolerance, especially living in Florida, but it just gets worse. I don't know why. Raven says, I actually get sick in the sun. My heart starts skipping beats and I faint. Oh gosh. Yeah, it sounds like overheating, perhaps. What's everyone's favorite vampire movie? Ooh. I don't know. I feel like I don't know enough vampire movies. I did like Dark Shadows with like Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Michelle Pfeiffer, Chloe Grace. I don't know her last name. It begins with an M, I think. Oh, oh, Ava Green. Ava Green. Yep. I do enjoy that one. That one was like, I like it because it was kind of like a dark fantasy comedy drama kind of thing. But yeah, it's hard thinking of vampire movies. I know of like the Dracula, like Bram Stoker's Dracula, like the movie. It's Twilight, obviously. You do have other shows as well, like True Blood and stuff like that, or like Crimson Peak, I think had vampires. I don't remember a lot of them though. I don't remember a lot of like vampire specific movies. I probably remember more with like witches and stuff, but yeah. Let's see. Ooh. The terrain, I think, is actually routable. There's like this little area here that's not. Let me see. Interview with the Vampire series is so good. Oh my god, you know what, you guys? Is it Let Me In? Or like Let the Right One In, where there's like a little girl outside at night who's actually a vampire? It's like a horror movie, but I heard it was really good. I had that, like, I would definitely watch that movie. I forgot all about it. But I think it's called like Let Me In or Let the Right One In, with a little girl who's a vampire secretly. Yeah, Let the Right One In. Yeah, I also saw the other one that came out last year. The girl who was like a ballerina, but she turned out to be a vampire. She was like part of a like a kidnapping plot that went wrong because they thought she was just a human. And then she goes and like takes out most of the people there. The original to the Hollywood remake. Ah, okay. Hezekiah, I've not watched the Interview with the Vampire series. Okay. Both names are correct because there's a European version and the US version. Okay. I see. Interesting. Oh, I kind of want to put like a thing here. A port. I just don't like having the military base like exposed like that. Oh my god, you guys. Like I'm always saying like, I'm gonna finish this, but there's always like something else I want to add. I'm so bad, you guys. I really should be like trying to get through this more, but I hope it's still enjoyable. We're having like cool like chit chats, you know? And like I said, this is like probably the one world I'm gonna make. I'll probably like consider making a world again in the future, but this is taking me so long. I've worked on this world for several months, so I really want it to be very enjoyable. Like I want it to be very detailed and have a lot of cool stuff. So Driftwood Shores, where is the Driftwood? It's conceptual, Raven, conceptual. But I like the name Driftwood because it implies that there are just people from all walks of life coming here. And obviously with Driftwood, you know, if you're an island, for example, the island cannot choose what comes to its shores. So it's very much this like melting pot, if you will, but melting pot in a way that's also like sometimes a bit mysterious or dangerous even. We have like occults here. There will be criminals on the island. So it'll be quite interesting. Kitty Haas, if I had to choose my top 3, it'd be Dracula Untold, What We Do in the Shadows, and Interview with the Vampire. I have to watch those. I know What We Do in the Shadows has a series as well. It's so hard to choose, though. I've seen so many vampire movies. I have not. In contrast, I have not. Okay, the other issue we had, you guys. Ooh, I don't even know how I feel about this lake over here. I almost want to do away with it. Do you ever watch the Subspecies movies? What is that? I'm learning so much. I'm like, what are these movies? Give me 1 second, you guys. What We Do in the Shadows was first a New Zealand dark comedy mockumentary. Yeah, I did hear about that. You're right. I have a blanket over here, but it's so large. Hold on. My legs start to get cold, and I have to put a blanket on over here. There we are. Okay, okay. Let me think of what I gotta do. Okay, I gotta fix this mountain because this road, the road I think is almost doable, but it's too steep, unfortunately. So I gotta figure out what to do here. Let's see. This is the central mountain. Yeah, this one's gonna be hard, you guys, because there's just not a lot of room to work with. I can have it go up the mountain over here a little bit. Let me see. Cluster the trees. Just clear it out for a sec. I think I'm going to have it curve and go down, so we'll do that. Let me see. It'll at least make it a little bit more private, maybe. Let me see. All right, and we'll do another one over here. I'll have to do grading on the road. Okay. And then we'll have it wind and do this. Let me see. Also, you guys, I have a question. I would like to make the world available if anybody wants it. The only thing is that I'm wondering if I should still stick to my pack limit, which I can. I do have Late Night, Ambitions, Island Paradise, and then Supernatural, which I can do a lot with those. But part of me also wanted to include potentially like Showtime, Discovery University. I thought of World Adventures, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, should I be... What's the word I'm looking for? Should I be more restrictive with this? Because I'm still happy with the packs that I have, but I know that if I had the other packs, I would definitely want to use them. So I'm like, I don't know. Should I be selfish this time and not apply the rule? I mean, in my defense, the packs are pretty cheap, especially if you're playing on PC. If I had like an extra pack or two, perhaps, I don't know. I could always do a separate version as well, because the world itself is the part that's taking the most time, you know? And if there are times where I want to introduce, like, a separate lot, I can always have another version that has those, maybe. Be selfish, says Kitty Hot. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, because there's some good stuff like Showtime. I love having those venues. Discovery University has a lot of good lots because you can have like arcades. You can have arcades. You can have like coffee shops kind of thing. Comic book stores. There's another one too, like bowling alleys. I think you can have. Palpatine voice. And then pets would be great because we have so much farmland as well. Okay, I like the curvature. Let me fix the grading on the road, though. Let me do... I need more. Give me more. Let's see. Whoa, that terrain is wild. Okay. Why do we have, like, these holes over here? Hold on. Something is not right. I think I'm missing something. Is it this? For some reason, it didn't know how to handle this curve. This curve is really rough. Let me see. The rest of it is not bad, though. I will say, you guys, the other thing, too, this is a random thought, but I feel like we really need a good resurgence with The Sims 3. Every time I go on Twitch, it's always with Sims 4, but to me, you guys, I got so jaded with Sims 4 that I'm like, I'm shocked that more people don't play the older games. I think there's definitely more interest in 2, but 3 always gets left behind. I don't know why. Like, 3 is such a good game, and like no one's ever playing it on Twitch. If it's like, it's maybe like 95% Sims 4, and then like maybe 3 or 4% Sims 2, and the very little like 1% or like 1.5% is Sims 3. I really don't understand why. And usually people who do stream The Sims 3 usually do it later for some reason, like me or like CJ or Vampire Queen, or I know there's other creators that also play Sims 3. The only one I know that does play it like more so in the daytime is May World Dream, because she streams mainly like late morning through the early evening, because she's based in England, I think. But yeah, it's so sad. I'm very sad that more people don't play this game. Okay, I don't want to see the unroutable terrain. Ooh! That's rough. Okay. I know a few YouTubers who play, but not so much streamers. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Like Sims 3 YouTubers. Yeah, it's so bad. I'm probably very biased because I just got so tired of Sims 4 that usually when I see people playing it, I get bored really quickly. I'm very into watching other Sims 3 gameplay or Sims 2 much more than the 4th game. Okay, so now the road's slanting. Ugh. Yeah, this is tricky, you guys. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this. Let me go a little smaller on this. Raven says, Kitty Haws, I love all those vampire movies, but mine is Blade and a vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. Oh, I do remember Blade. I do remember that one. Oh, wait a minute. Who's in there? Is it Wesley Snipes, Raven? In Blade, I think? And they had like Blade Trinity or something. They had like the follow-ups. Kitty says, yep. This area, you guys, is the one that's causing us trouble. And it's trying to keep that mound. I just really don't like that mound right there. I'm like, is it too harsh? I don't know. I can move it. Yeah, that I really hate that area. It's so rough. Blade 3 does not exist. Oh, we do not acknowledge the existence. Oh, it was a bad movie. Okay. Hezekiah says, Vampire in Brooklyn was the scariest vampire movie. Oh. Queen of the Dam was another good one. Oh my god, you guys. The one with, isn't it Salma Hayek? What is that one? That's not Queen of the Dam, right? What's that one? Where they're at the bar and they're all vampires. In the desert. It's that one. That was a good one. But I can't remember what it was called. She was like an exotic dancer. But she was one of the vampires too. What is that called? There you go. Hezekiah from Dusk to Dawn, yeah. Oh, there was also that one movie, I think it was with, was it with Ethan Hawke? There was this whole movie about, like, a whole city of vampires. It was very modern. And, like, vampires were, like, living in society, like, actively. Like, it became normalized. And they were like out in public during the day. Oh my god, what is that movie called? I think it was Ethan Hawke that was in there. They were all in a city area, like New York City. I just can't remember what it was. I think it was like the vampire gene almost like it like what's the word? Like propagated throughout society. So a lot of people were actually vampires, but they had to find methods to be active during the day. What is that movie called? Ultraviolet? No, it's not this movie. I do remember it vaguely, though. It's not that one, though. Oh my god, yeah, Dead and Loving It with Leslie Nielsen. That's a great one. I love that one. That one's hilarious, yeah. What was that movie? Let me see. Is it Ethan Hawke? Vampire movie? Ooh. Hold on. Daybreakers. That's the one. It's actually, the rating on it is not too bad. 6.4 out of 10, 69%. It's not too bad. Daybreakers. 10 years after a plague turns most of the world's population into vampires, a critical blood shortage causes panic and gruesome mutations among the reanimated. Ethan Hawke's character, Edward, a vampire hematologist, tries to develop a blood substitute. Yeah, that was the movie. I remember it was pretty good. Raven, that's hilarious. Our pants are gonna fall off. Alethea says, I love Vampire Diaries. I know it's a show, but I love this show in the original series. I'll have to watch it. If it's on Hulu, I'll have to watch it for sure. There was a great era of like dark fantasy in like the early to mid 2010s. You had like Vampire Diaries, you had Grimm, you had, I remember Hemlock Grove. Obviously, you had things like American Horror Story, Teen Wolf. I know that there are more that I am not remembering off the top of my head. But yeah, we had a lot of good dark fantasy stuff. Even Gotham was like dark fantasy from the DC. What else was there? Oh, True Blood, right? That's another one. I always remember, I confused True Blood with Vampire Diaries because they were like around the same time. Kitty Hawes, you loved Gotham. I did like it, but it got very chaotic. Like, I can never forget, like, the freaking, the cast changes with Poison Ivy's character. They just kept aging that poor girl up every single time. I think she was recast. Like, she had, like, 3 different actresses, honestly. The one vampire movie with Jon Bon Jovi. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think... Or is it Bon Jovi? The one with, he was like a rocker dude with like the bleach blonde hair. He was creepy too. Is it the same one I'm thinking of? I remember that movie. The Lost Boys, I think. Different actors though. Oh, it was Kiefer Sutherland. That's the one I'm thinking of. He had the bleached blonde hair. He was the one. I don't remember that movie well, though. Courage the Cowardly Dog is pretty dark for a kids' cartoon. Yeah. But that's old. That's like... I think Courage was like late 90s, early 2000s. The Lost Boys was a favorite of mine. Yeah. I still want a coat like Celine's. Now, Underworld. Celine was hot and covered up. The second and third sucked, though. Which one? Of the Lost Boys? Underworld? Was Mila Jovovich in all of those? I know she was in the Resident Evil. Was she also in Underworld? Oh, it was Kate Beckinsale. Okay, I remember her. They made Kate Beckinsale look a lot like Underworld. Oh my gosh, was it her that was in Van Helsing? That was a good one. Although I don't remember if that has vampires. I know it has werewolves in it, but it probably has vampires. Let me see. Van Helsing with was it Hugh Jackman? Yeah. Yep, Hugh Jackman. Yep. That was a good movie. There's a sequel? Oh, I think it's like a fan-made thing. The Harpies were cool in that movie, too. Oh my god, it's rated so badly, though. I'm shocked. I didn't think it was that bad. I liked it. I remember liking it. I loved Resident Evil. Yeah, it was good. Especially, I love the original one. Hezekiah, it did have vampires. Oh, okay. Raven says, OMG, I just remember the movie you referenced, Hezekiah. Was it the one you mentioned, Dead and Loving It? Yeah. The comedic one with Leslie Nielsen. Okay, I gotta figure this out, you guys. I'm not sure what to do here. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, no, that was so good. That's such a good one. Oh my god, there's that scene where Leslie Nielsen has like both ladies hypnotized, but she's like trying to boss them around. But I think at some point when he tries to tell them what to do, they both like collide and they fall down. He's like, no, you sit down. You stand up. Now you move to the other side of the room. No, you sit back down. Not you, her. And she's like trying to boss him around. I remember that scene. Raven said, I meant to say, I just remembered the movie reference, and it was a funny one. I grew up watching it. Yeah, it was good. Leslie Nielsen is great. He's also in the scary movies as well. I don't know, you guys. I don't like how this does that. Does it help if I stretch it farther away? I'm trying to give it like a lot of leeway, but it seems very fussy. Let me try it again. Bram Stoker's Dracula annoys me. That poor character got punished by the author for being sensuous. I'll have to rewatch that. I know it's also a book too, but I'm not I don't recall it too well. But obviously The Dead and Loving It is the parody of that movie and book. The road's perfect now. Yeah, I think this is better. I'm just gonna paint and smooth some of this over here. That looks pretty good. I don't mind a little bit of that. I do like the curve is kind of fun. It's definitely more interesting than it just being like a flat road going up a hill. Obviously a lot more work for me though, but it's okay. Stop, it's okay. I'm just trying to soften this area. Oh yes, absolutely. Hezekiah, the last voyage of Demeter is also part of the Dracula story. Oh, I've never heard of that one before. Interesting though, because that name is from Greek mythology, like with the underworld. If I'm not mistaken, Hades took Persephone, which was the daughter of Demeter, as his wife. And that story was the explanation for the seasons, because I believe Persephone was almost like the goddess or the deity of spring. So when he would take her away, you would have autumn and then eventually winter, because obviously, like, if she was present on Earth, like not in the underworld, you'd have everything flourishing and growing, like very lush. And then Demeter was her mother. I forget what Demeter, or Demeter per se, like I forget what she presided over. I can't recall. Raven says, last year or so we went to see Dracula with Nick Cage. It was Rhinefield. Oh, yeah. I remember that movie. Yep. Center. And it had him going to counseling to get rid of a narcissist. Wait. Was that movie like a serious horror movie, or was it a comedy? Or I did hear about it, but I wasn't sure like how it was received. And I don't know a lot about that movie. I do remember seeing that though. Like I remember seeing it advertised. People have very like Usually not too high opinions of Nicolas Cage. He does kind of get involved in kind of flicky movies. Especially like when he was acting in the 2000s and whatnot. It was more of a dark comedy. Okay. Let me turn this off. I gotta see what I'm doing over here. Okay. Kitty says I enjoyed it, but then again, I'm biased because I like Nick Cage's acting. That's fair. Oh, Ghost Rider. Yeah, I remember that with the skull, right? Was Ghost Rider? Is Ghost Rider a comic character? A comic book character? Nick does crazy exceedingly well. Oh, yeah. It's Marvel, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. You guys, question. How do we feel about the Fantastic Four remake? I feel like that I personally liked the Fantastic Four like in the 2000s. But I'm just seeing them like trying over and over again to reignite the Fantastic Four, and I'm like, I don't know. I remember me and my ex tried rewatching that one they did in like the mid or late 2010s, and we didn't like it. We did not like that remake. We prefer like the older one from the 2000s with like Chris Evans in it and Jessica Alba. I don't know, and people are like, I know that like Pedro Pascal is also part of the new cast and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, I feel like the remake is not really gonna go anywhere. I prefer the Chris Evans movie, yeah. Was Bentley as Blackheart? Wes Bentley as Blackheart was such a charismatic villain. That name, it sounds so familiar. Wes Bentley? Is he like a white guy with dark hair? Yeah. This guy was also in American Horror Story, wasn't he? Yep. Yeah, I remember him. I adored that character as a kid. Alright, let me try to paint back some of this mountain, you guys. I feel like I need some guardrails or something over here. just around, like, certain areas. Pedro Pascal, I love as the Mandalorian. I probably need more experience with Pedro Pascal because I know people really love him. I have not seen a lot of him. I saw some of his acting in The Last of Us, which was pretty good. I didn't like what they did with the show, though. I will say that because I'm definitely like, I'm not usually that person to be like super like fanatic about like, oh my god, like this is so much different than the game. But like in that case, like when I saw what they were doing with the characters, I'm like, ugh, this just doesn't. They didn't really like. I think Pedro Pascal did a great job. But I think with like some of the other characters, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not liking the direction with like the names are slipping in my mind right now. Like Ellie's, the way they painted Ellie in there, like the way she was portrayed, I was like, oh, this is just not right. Because I remember watching it and I guess I don't know if it was the director or Bella Ramsey, but they, especially in the beginning, maybe they developed her character better, but they made Ellie seem very bratty, and that's not really, that wasn't her character in the game. In the game, she's more like, she's very like headstrong, but it's not like annoying, spoiled, bratty behavior. So that was a turn off, and I know that they changed other parts of the story, and I was like, ugh, I was not a fan. I may have to sit there and watch it, you guys. I may have to give it another shot. I can't promise I'll love it, because I know a lot of people really love the show, but I'm like, just knowing the game's narrative was already so strong, it already felt like you were watching a movie, like when you were playing it, honestly, that like seeing the show, and when they do like weird changes like that, or if they can't get the energy of the character correct, it feels like off to me, you know? Oh yeah, you're right. He was the game master in the Hunger Games. Yeah, I'm like, I remember seeing him in another movie. Was he also like, I thought I remember him playing Dorian Gray or something, but I'm probably wrong. It's probably that character in American Horror Story that he played. It was like the Two Faces, the two-faced villain. Raven says, I haven't seen The Last of Us nor played the game. Oh, okay. I mean, you might have a different opinion being like, if you're like fresh into it, perhaps. Kitty says, I've never seen him in a movie, but I've seen interviews with him. Pedro Pascal? Or... oh, yeah, probably Pedro Pascal, yeah. Oh my god, you guys. One person that for some reason, I don't know why they got so popular out of nowhere, but I could never, like, really understand why, was Jeff Goldblum. I never understood the hype. I feel like Pedro Pascal became, like, the new Jeff Goldblum, because Jeff Goldblum had this phase of, like, he was just very popular all of a sudden. Like, the only thing I knew him from was Jurassic Park, and then all of a sudden they were putting this man everywhere, but it was almost like he played the same character everywhere he went, where it was like, oh, like, I'm the cool older guy that's, like, funny and sarcastic. But I just could not get on board with him. Like, I don't know what people see in this man. Like, it doesn't seem like a bad guy, but it's... you know how Hollywood is, you guys. Like, they pick certain people, and you just will see them nonstop for, like, years. And you're like, I am so sick of seeing this person. Can you please give me somebody else? You were on that train as well? Oh no. Raven says, I avoid watching shows unless they're finished or canceled. Less frustration that way. Raven says, life finds a way. I don't know why. Like Hollywood is so bad with that. They're always like, oh, we need to find the next, like, it person. And then they put them everywhere. You know? But some of the best shows and movies to me, like, have had people that I don't even know. Like people that aren't, like, they're not, like, as famous, or they're not in as many, like, features and whatnot. Like, for example, like, the actors in Black Mirror, like, some of them are more famous than others. But a lot of them, like, I didn't know. Or if they were acting, they were acting on much more, like, I don't want to say obscure things, but, like, more of a niche, if that makes sense. And that was great, because all the actors in Black Mirror, I don't think there was ever a, maybe Miley Cyrus, maybe her, sorry girl. But for the most part, like, the actors were really good. I didn't see that full episode, but I'm like, I know Miley's more of a singer than an actor, but for the actors they did have on there that were mainly actors and actresses, like, they were really good. And a lot of them were not, like I said, super famous. You probably saw them in other shows. Like, okay, I recognize them from maybe one or two shows here and there, but it was really good. Even back in the day, if you want to go as far back as, like, the Twilight Zone, for example, you had some very famous people. You had people like, I'm trying to think of his name. I think it's George Takei from Star Trek, or, you know, William Shatner, for example, like more famous people. But, you know, a lot of the actors in the Twilight Zone were also not, like, big household names. But they were still great. I don't remember a time where I thought, like, the acting was terrible. Maybe some were better than others. But, again, they had found a lot of great actors and actresses that were really good. Oh, Gloopy says, I made 5 townies from Sunset Valley from The Sims 3 to The Sims 4. Ooh, okay. I like doing that. I like doing that, like moving Sims characters around. I might actually do that in here, Gloopy, because there were characters that I liked from the console version. Zachary Quinto had his moment. Oh, yeah, you're right. He was in the Star Trek remake, right? Like that movie. And he was also in American Horror Story as well. But yeah, then it kind of like, that whole train kind of disappeared a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of breaking apart again. He really popped off after the Star Trek movies, but I personally loved him in Heroes. Oh, Heroes. Wait, isn't that the show with Hayden Panettiere? Where the people come back with superpowers? Oh, good night, Raven. Thank you so much for hanging out. I don't know how much longer we're going to last because I'm personally getting a little hungry. But yeah, I am not keeping my promise with this world, you guys. This is also... There's just so much to fix here and there. Thank goodness I did work on the beach. At least there's that. I'm gonna fix this road, Raven. I'm sorry, girl. I'm gonna fix this road. It's gonna bug me. But I think it's close. I think it's one of those things where I'm only gonna be able to do so much with it too. But yeah. I'm gonna cover it with some trees. It'll be good. Cover it with trees, you guys. Ooh. That'll solve the problem. He had the power of knowledge. He could learn everything about something by taking it apart. Interesting. Oh, wait. Well, as Spock, you mean? Or then he went all psycho from the hunger of knowledge and started going after people's brains. Wait, what was this, though? In Star Trek? Or was it something else? Oh, in Heroes. Okay. Oh, no, but you spoiled it. I never seen it before. Dang it. Well, maybe I'll forget. I definitely knew it because they used to promote that show a lot, and there was like the Asian guy with the glasses. But I remember Hayden Panettiere because I think she was a cheerleader. In there. Originally, she was a cheerleader. That's hilarious. Oh my god, you know what? You know what was another one, you guys, that was vampire related? The Strain. And it had that one guy. Or maybe he doesn't. Well, it's too late now. It had that one guy from he was in that vampire movie last year with the ballerina girl. And I think he always sounds Russian to me, but I don't know what his name is. But he's usually in these like dark horror movies. Oh, Kevin Durand. Or Kevin Durand. I liked this show. I don't think like it culminated as well as it could have, though. Great premise, but in the end I was like, yeah, I don't know. I think it was on FX. Or Kitty's like, I might be lying, you never know. Gloopy says, I'm going to make Anton Yelchin on The Sims 4. I don't know who that is, Gloopy. Let me see. Anton Yelchin? Oh, he's an actor. Oh, speaking of Star Trek, he's in Star Trek. I don't know who this is, though. I've never seen him before. Interesting. Oh, he passed away in an untimely death. That's unfortunate. I had never heard of that actor before, though. Alright, let me get these lights out of the way. I need more of those little bushes everywhere. Just kind of blend it in. I don't know why the lots are very... the lots are like glitching out on me. This is weird. You guys see there's like a weird streak going on. Let me see. Can I paint over it? But yeah, I think I will head out, you guys, because it is getting fairly late. And I need to have some dinner, but at least we got most of the road down. These mountain curve roads are honestly a nightmare. It took me a long time to fix this one over here. I fixed this last stream with this road over here. I tried putting in some guardrails, but honestly, it's very difficult to do so. I have to kind of tilt them on an angle and then inset them into the ground, so it's a little bit of a chore, but it's there. It's there to protect your Sims from going off the rail. Let me see something. Hold on one sec, you guys. I am very curious about something. I don't think they're going to do this, but let me see. Oh, I'm stuck in ads. Okay. It's alright. Even this road is still jagged. Look at that. We have a janky road over here. Oh, is it not working? Okay. Let me see. No, they're probably on for a while. Okay. Tis okay. Kitty says roads are janky in real life, to be perfectly fair. Yeah, that's true. That's what I try to say to myself so I don't get too hung up with it, you know? But yeah, here is the beach, you guys. Here is the beach that leads out over here. I tried to blend the pathway. Hezekiah, I seem to notice a very common pattern as far as the horror genre back in the 80s. What is the pattern? Here's the beach, by the way, you guys. Like, it leads into this one back here, which I still need to place down some of the plants. I want to fix these mountains. It really bugs me when the mountains are kind of off like this. And by off, I mean they're a little bit unnatural looking. Too many of them went to the dark comedy route. Oh, in the 80s? Really? Interesting. I kind of miss some of the like 90s like family horror movies. I don't know how to describe them. Disney had a lot of them. Or even like Goosebumps and stuff. Are You Afraid of the Dark? That kind of thing. And they're creepy. Like they're usually not gonna like horrify you to the point where you can't sleep, but there's some pretty creepy ones. Some of them are kind of like very off-putting too, but they were good. If anything, Hezekiah, I think that's a problem nowadays with a comedy, and I do blame Marvel for that, where it's like, oh, you know, we have serious moments or like serious like dramatic moments, but we're gonna try to get a cheap laugh in for like cinematic effect, and that plagued so many films of people trying to copy Marvel in the sense of like, oh, we want to inject like very like sarcastic humor in weird moments, and I did not like that trend at all. I think people also got really tired of it though, because obviously their formula kind of got stale. And you're seeing it now. They keep saying, oh my god, like the new movie that came out is like the best thing that happened to Marvel since Endgame. And I'm like, I don't know. I think that's a stretch. I think Marvel has had its period. And now, you know, they can definitely have a renaissance at some point, but I think people got a little burned out from the superhero movies. Like once the Endgame concluded, it was kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? It gave people that nice closure, and I think they were kind of done with that experience, but they kept trying to push it with like the phases, but it just didn't really catch back up. I don't hear people talking about Marvel anymore, to be honest with you guys. It's like that ship has sailed, kind of, you know? Jordan Peele makes good eerie horror movies. Yes, I agree. I remember watching Get Out a very long time ago and enjoying it. I got burned out with Marvel after Civil War. Fair. Fair. That scene with the chimp and Nope was brutal. Oh, I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one yet. But I do remember the movie though, vaguely. I have such a big watch list, you guys, that I'm like, I don't have time to get... I'm like going through shows right now that I'm trying to get through my watch list on TV shows, so... yeah, I don't watch a lot of movies. I will watch movies if I have like a friend or a date or something. But I don't usually watch a lot of movies anymore. It's a good one for sure. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Okay, so my ex saw, I don't know if it was a Jordan Peele movie, but he saw the one. I know there's a black lead actress in it. I think it was the one with her taking her face off in the advertisement. He said the movie was fairly good, but then there was some kind of twist at the end that he and his date did not like. It kind of took almost like a comedic route, or like it kind of got like maybe satirical or something. I don't know which one it is. Is it the Nope movie? I don't think so though. Let me see. It's not that one. It's I know I know the movie based on the advertisement, and I think is it like Lupita Nyong'o? Does she play in there? Is it Us? Is it that movie? Yeah, I think it was this movie. It was by Jordan Peele too. Yeah, but they said they didn't like the twist at the end. There was like, he said that the movie was good throughout, but there's a twist. It's called, oh hey Maya, welcome in. Yeah, there's some kind of twist at the end, and they said something about like it being revealed in like a humorous way, or it was kind of like satirical, but they didn't like it. So he's like you can try watching it, but he's like I know how you are with horror movies, and if there is kind of a like a quirky or like a silly spin on it, you're probably not gonna like it. I won't spoil Note for you. All I can say is aliens. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, you know what movie was like that? Cabin in the Woods. I remember people were really, really into it. And I think I got to the end and I was like, okay. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, that's so cool or interesting. I was just kind of like, oh, this is like what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what it was. They said something about it being like satirical, like something was weird with the reveal. I'll have to watch it. I honestly have to watch it, which I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna watch it because I usually don't watch horror movies by myself anymore because I live alone. But we'll see. Maybe I'll like watch it in the day or something on my tablet. I don't know. I'm scared though, Kitty Haws, because I'm like, I usually have similar reactions to my ex, and if he's warning me about this, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. We've had many times, like, for example, like It, we did not like It. The remake, we did not like it, and people were like, oh my god, the remake is so good, like this movie's amazing, it's scary, and we were watching it and we're like, oh god, like please let it be over. We don't really like some of these like side plots. I did not like that character from the actor was fine, but I didn't like what they made that actor from Stranger Things do in that movie. I did not like his character at all. The effects were like, they're creepy, but they didn't strike the same nerve as the original It. Oh, I don't like it either. The book is disgusting? Oh, really? Like It by Stephen King. The book is disgusting. In what way, though? Is it like... Because I know there's themes of assault in there. Is it like that kind of disgusting, or... Oh, okay. Yeah, we did not like that film. Like, we watched it, and my best friend watched it too. She's like, I didn't find it scary. She's like, I didn't think the effects helped. The effects made it look more like... It's creepy, but it's more like... You couldn't take it as seriously kind of thing. The original is kind of camp, but it was 90s though, so I get it. Yeah, no, I agree, Maya. Like, it definitely, like, the one with, the 90s version with Tim Curry as It the Clown, it definitely is a product of its time, but that honestly, like, made it creepy because the way Tim Curry played that character, it was very, like unassuming in the way of, like, oh, he's just kind of like a regular clown, but then he sees that, like, you get to see that kind of, like, creepy dark side start to spill out of the clown, versus like Skarsgård's version of it. The clown already felt sinister. So it kind of like ruins that feeling of like, oh, that's a big part of horror, you guys. A lot of horror relies on that sense of like that false sense of security where you're like, this person should be normal, they should be trustworthy, they should be calm and collected, and they're not. Stephen King wrote a scene where the girl of the group gets a train ran on her. Wait, are you speaking literally or metaphorically? She gets run over by a train? They had her get run over by a train, or at least attempted to. I need clarity on that. But yeah, no, that was one movie where we were like, I don't, like, everybody was raving about it, like, I don't like it. Like, we did not like that movie. We didn't. And we tried watching, like, The Last of Us, for example. I think we got through, like, that first episode, but we were like, oh, this is just, I don't know. Some of it was pretty accurate, but then, yeah, the portrayals we weren't feeling as much, especially with Ellie, and then some of the other things they did with the other characters. I think what they did with, I think her name was Marlene earlier on. I do want to try to watch it, though. I want to try to watch it to see how I feel about the whole show, to make a full judgment. But I was kind of like, it's a little bit on the fence with it. Stephen King has been known to portray young girls very inappropriately. Oh, really? I feel like for some reason, I mean, it's not like a surprise, to be honest with you guys, but I've heard of that issue a lot where, not necessarily inappropriately all the time, but there's been a lot of people who have mentioned, like, prolific male writers just not writing good female characters, like not knowing how to write them realistically or respectfully even. I even remember seeing some people, there were some people who complained about Naruto with, I think his name is Kishimoto, the writer behind like the Naruto manga, and saying that he didn't write good female characters. Like there was a lot of like sexism interwoven in there. And I guess like when I look at the series, I try to think of it like, what's the word here? I try to look at it objectively as possible. And obviously I'm not a woman, so I can't like, I don't have that perspective per se. But I try to look at it objectively. I don't want to jump on the gun and say, oh yeah, like his female characters suck. And I don't want to jump on the gun and be like, oh no, like you guys are like blowing it out of proportion. But like looking at the series, I'm like, yeah, like there are times where I think like some of the characters maybe were like, I guess, fell into sometimes more of a victim complex, like as a female, where it's like damsel in distress. But a lot of the female characters were strong in Naruto, so I'm like, I don't know about that. You had like, he had like world leaders that were female and very high, like rivaling, you know, male characters. But at the end of the day, like the strongest characters in the series, from my memory, they were dominantly male. They were dominantly male. And the one lead character, which is Sakura in there, she does get a lot of flack from the community, especially from like male viewers, because she was up against the other two main characters, which were Naruto and Sasuke, who were extremely powerful. And she was powerful too, but they were just on a whole nother level. And so people would kind of joke and say like she was useless. And for a while, like, I'll be real, she was. But that was part of her growth, because she was kind of like this young girl who was book smart, but she had very poor like battle skills. She was kind of in a little bit of a little crush thing. Like she was a little bit like hung up on Sasuke, so she was weak. I'll be real. She was weak. But she grew a lot. She got very serious. She got very strong. She learned a lot of very valuable skills that definitely saved a lot of lives of the characters. So I'm looking back and I'm like, I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that assessment of people who bashed the writer of Naruto. I think there were elements I'm like, yeah, maybe some of the female characters could have been developed more. But he definitely did not shy away from making strong female characters, because there were strong female characters, you know? And you're probably is Shippuden? In Shippuden she improved a lot? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, and you had a lot of great ones. You had like I still think Sakura was strong. You know, obviously she was more of like, she was strong, but she also had like support. She was more like a medic character, you know, which is one of those things where it's like, yeah, people are thinking, like, okay, she's weak, but it's like, wow, I'm like, she's healing people and bringing people back to life on top of fighting. So it's like, what like, I don't know what you want out of her, you know what I mean? You have people like Tsunade, obviously, which was her mentor, who's really strong. She was also the leader of the village at some point. The Misukage was very strong. Konan from the Akatsuki was very strong. Lady Chiho, even though we didn't get to see a lot of her, we had Tamari, who was very strong, which her brother did become the leader of their village, but she was still a force to be reckoned with. Ino was good. She was more of like a tactical ninja, if you will. Hinata was definitely a weak one earlier on. They definitely helped her grow a lot. Definitely not on the same playing field as somebody like Sakura or like Tsunade, for example, or maybe the Misukage. Yeah, definitely not on the same level of Misukage, but still somebody who showed a lot of growth. But she was definitely much more of the typical, like, oh, I'm the little, like, shy girl, I can't fight, you know? Like, she was definitely much more of that stereotype of the damsel, but he did give her growth, though, like, in terms of, like, her development. Hey, CJ, thanks for the raid. We were talking about Naruto for a bit. Welcome in. Hope your stream went well. I lurked a little bit. Kitty says, I have a quarter sleeve tattoo of Gaara and Naruto Shippuden. Oh my god, yeah, Gaara's awesome with the sand. Yes. I'm trying to think who else for strong females. So we have Sakura, we have Tsunade, we have the Misukage, which I think her name is Mei. I really liked, Tamari. I really liked, the wife of, oh, I forget his name. It's Saratobi's son that got killed. But we never saw her do anything. She has like genjutsu and I think she used it once. The poor girl, we only saw her use her power once. That was it. Oh, Konan, yeah. It's very badass when she tried to fight off the Akatsuki. Oh, wait, who? Which person? I'm trying to think who else, like, from the original. Hinata, yeah. Hinata started off pretty weak, though, the poor thing. But she did get a lot stronger. I wish we saw more of her. She had, like, moments where she shined, but we didn't get to see as much of her as we did with, like, Sakura, for example. You know, but we do see her, like... There was that scene, I remember, where she tried to defend Naruto from pain. And then also you do see her fight a lot more effectively during the war, like with Madara. So we do see like bits of it. I think she's probably even stronger now, maybe in Boruto, although she's not really like fighting as much anymore, at least like where the anime is currently. I know the manga is already done pretty much to my knowledge, but yeah, I'm trying to think who else. Her sister turned out to be pretty strong too in Boruto, but again, I don't really see her fight a lot. I haven't seen her like in combat a lot, so it's hard to Judge. Oh yeah, the woman from the, oh god, it's not the Raikage's village, it's the other one. She also became a Kage as well. I forget what village though. I've been reading Blue Vortex. I need to get back into it. Yeah, the original series, yeah. I mean, kind of bleeds into the other one, but yeah. Thanks for lurking, yeah, for a little bit. I actually was wondering, I'm like, it's been so long since CJ rated me, but I was close to leaving, but we like started talking about movies and stuff. But hello to everybody who did rate in. We have Lady Oaks, Vampire Queen, which we were just talking yesterday. Vampire Queen, you had so many times where the ads cut in and we're like, oh no, like we couldn't hear anything that you were saying. It was so funny. Let me see who else is here. Welcome in. Love to Sew. Obviously CJ. Steezy Cheesy. Ooh, and Tammy Joe 33. And Yoke 99. CJ says, I need to get back into it. Vampire Queen says, right? Yeah. Curse those ads. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyways, you guys. So if any of you guys have not tuned in before, we're trying to get the custom world done for The Sims 3 here. It's called Driftwood Shores. And currently, I'm trying to stick to my pack limit for now. But it has Late Night Ambitions, Island Paradise, and then soon to be Supernatural. But I've been doing this for so long. I have not watched Avatar, Kitty. I got through, I think, maybe 12 or 13 episodes, but did not end up continuing in it because I think me and my ex were trying to juggle different shows, and we ended up doing Naruto instead. But I do have to watch it at some point because I know for a fact that a lot of people will say, like, if you enjoyed one or the other, if you enjoy Naruto, you'll like Avatar, and if you enjoyed Avatar, you enjoy Naruto. So I'm like, okay, I have to backtrack a little bit. And I know there are now, I think they did the follow-up, like the Legend of Korra, and then I think there's another one coming out. I think. I've seen little bits of the Legend of Korra as well, so I know like certain characters survive and they age, and then there's like obviously the kids and stuff, like the new generation. Steezy Cheesy says, I love Avatar. Yeah, it's very beloved. But yes, this is the whole world, you guys. I hate that the trees are disappearing, but unfortunately, with Create a World, the lots are not working in the sense of usually you could go in-game and edit and then come back out to this screen, but what's going to happen is I will have to create a save file with all the builds. So we'll have a little beach town here. There's going to be like a city over here, kind of like a little bit of like Miami inspired, maybe a little bit LA, if you will. So we'll have some skyscrapers over here. We have like an old kind of like logging mining town over here. So this is going to be more of like starter homes, older home, maybe like older nautical homes or trailers, even older duplexes. We worked on this today. We filled in a lot of the trees. We added a little bit of a broken down beach. We got the old little like sawmill over here. We have like the military facility. I've been like stuck on so many areas trying to fix things. But we do have the area over here. Probably we'll have like maybe the science facilities here. Maybe one of the government buildings. Not too sure yet. Love all the trees. Oh, thanks, Kitty. And you love the world. Thank you. I couldn't talk about strong women of anime without bringing up my homegirl, Toph. She's from Avatar. Is she the one in the green outfit with the black bun? Let me see. Yep, I knew it. I don't remember much of the show, but when you said Toph, I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's like the small girl with the green outfit and the black bun. Oh my god, I remember being so mad because, like, oh my god, this is the thing, guys. Like, I just hate finding spoilers for things that I did want to watch. And I think there was somebody... It was, oh, what's her name? The main character. Not Ang, but the other one. The girl. Somebody revealed that her brother, because he couldn't learn any of, like, the bending techniques, that he mastered, like, every single technique from the other countries or something that were not bending, like every non-bending thing from the other countries he learned. I'm like, oh man, like, why did somebody have to make that a spoiler? I saw him learning, like, how to fight from those, like, geisha looking girls, and I'm like, oh man, like, thank you, whoever did that. Or, like, people who spoil Boruto for me, I'm so mad. Because obviously people read the comics or the manga, and then they go and they're, like, making posts about it, or, like, character art. I'm like, oh my god, like, you're ruining everything. It's like, okay, I know he's stuck. I know they grew up, you know. I know that, like, a certain creature comes back and a certain girl, and I'm like, oh, why did you spoil it? Why? I thought this thing was gone. I didn't know that she was gonna get this power. Why? I was mad, you guys. I was sawing those things, like, and of course, like, the algorithms would screw me over, because of course I still like things from Naruto, but they're showing me things from Boruto and spoiling things. I was like, oh, why? Yeah, I've seen that kind of storyline, Kitty, like, play out before, where that happens in Naruto as well, with, like Might Guy, for example, and like Rock Lee, that sense of, like, oh, I don't have, like, the same skills as somebody else, but then they find something that they're really exceptional at that's different. Like, I've seen that kind of narrative play out before. Oh, good night, Lady Oaks. Thanks for popping on in. Oh, I was still so mad though, and they show, like, him when, like, wearing the different outfits of all the other people that he learned from. I was like, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. To be fair, some of those shows have been out at least a decade. Yeah, I know. It is hard, yeah. I'm like, even with Twilight, for example, like, I had never seen all the movies, and then my ex eventually showed them to me, I think, like, last year or the year before, but I knew so much of what was happening. Like, I knew she would survive. I knew she'd become a vampire. I knew she had a baby. I knew so many of those things. I knew she was already going to choose Edward, like, and I told him, like, I'm sorry, I kind of knew. I played it off like I didn't know, and I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, yeah, a lot of it I knew, because I'm like, it was so, like, popular, so it's so hard to, like, avoid it. Same thing with, like, Harry Potter or, like, Hunger Games. Yeah, unfortunately. It's easier to avoid spoilers if something's very obscure, because even things that are new, people are very, like, on top of, you know? You even have the dolls, wow. Trying to finesse this terrain over here, you guys. The Twilight franchise, I couldn't get into. Yeah, I would say, like, I did enjoy the movies more than I thought. Excuse me. I almost burped right into the mic. I did enjoy the movies more than I thought I would. But there were definitely some things that felt a little bit cheesy. Yeah, like the baby thing, oh my god. I don't know who approved that. That baby was frightening. Or there were definitely a lot of times where, like, Kristen Stewart's acting was very questionable. Yeah, there were definitely moments. But, I mean, I'll be real with you guys, because I work in publishing, and it's going to sound a little rude, so I apologize to people writing or people who enjoy this genre. Urban fantasy as a genre, for some reason to me, it's going to sound really mean, it's very easy for it to become cheesy, because urban fantasy, kind of like dystopian fiction for a while, has a lot of tropes. And for some reason, it's very much like, I think it's the romantic element that makes things very cliche of like, oh, I'm the badass heroine, but then I'm also caught in a love triangle with two very like sexy, dashing men who are after me. You know what I mean? And then if you don't know how to handle the world building, it can come off as very cliche as well. So like, it's not an easy genre to write in if you want to be taken seriously. And also, like, what's the word? Yeah, I mean, I pretty much said it like that, you guys. It's a hard genre to be taken seriously in, especially if you're not approaching it in the right way. It's kind of like, it comes off as like flicky, you know? I had multiple copies of the book because I wanted all the original covers and the alternate covers after the movies came out. Oh, okay. My mom spent so much unnecessary money on Twilight for me. Bless her. Kirsten Stewart portrayed the character as she was written. People were so hard on her. Some things that she does, I will say, I did find that were kind of weird. I will say that. Like, there were some strange things that she did. But then again, it's one of those things where it's like, well, somebody else had to approve what that scene was. Like, I remember rewatching this scene where I think they were gonna, like, kill Edward or something. And she does that thing where she's, like, all over her face, like, stop, wait, not him. And I'm like, it's not, yeah. I'm like, the poor girl, I'm like, I'm not sold, girl, I'm sorry. I guess, like, the character is, Kitty, is the character supposed to be a little bit, like, socially awkward? Is that what she was trying to portray? I don't know. I'm trying to give her benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm not a Kirsten Stewart fan personally. Like, there's never, like, I don't know. There's not really anything that she's done that, like, really draws me to her work. But I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, like, while watching the movies. Like, there's not, like, it's not like every single scene, like, she does something weird. But there are scenes where I'm like, yeah, that was a little odd. I don't understand that choice. Very introverted. Yeah, to me, yeah, awkward. Yeah, she comes across as, like, socially awkward. Oh, thanks for the lurk, Tammy Joe. I appreciate it. Oh, the character's poorly written, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, the girl is, like, letting herself die over, like, I think a breakup at some point. I remember there's that period where, like, many months are passing and she's not eating and stuff. Which I'm like, okay, I'm like, I guess some people can be, like, hung up on love. I'm like, I don't know if that's accurate to most young women that were, like, they throw their life away when the guy walks out of the picture. I feel like that's a little bit, like, extreme. The relationship was so inappropriate. Yeah, there were also people who said that the relationship was, like, arguably showed some signs of, like, toxicity, abusiveness, even, which I can see. Yeah, it was messy. I mean, it was interesting, but it was definitely messy. And then the way they had, like, Jacob intervene, it was very much of, like, she was not making healthy decisions, and then the men in her life were very, like, controlling at times. It was messy. Edward isn't even super old. He's, like, 100 years old. He's, like, grandpa's age. Twilight didn't feel as dark and gritty as I wanted it to. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, what's he gonna do getting with a teenager instead of making himself useful? Yeah, that's true, yeah. Because mentally, you're still gonna age. Like, you're gonna mature and You know what I mean? Like there's that level of like hopefully wisdom, intellect, like I said, greater emotional maturity that would come. So it does make you wonder like what was the intention there? Because she's not mature herself. Like Bella's character is not emotionally mature at all. If you're seeing like the things she's getting into, you know what I mean? So it's like what's the appeal there? It does make you wonder like what was the intention? Like did he just happen to fall in love with her? Like in comparison to like other women he's coming across? I don't know. Tammy says, I'm still in love with Sims 3, just had to say, oh, I know, right, Tammy? I was saying, like, there's not enough. And CJ, if you're still here, the Sims community is dead with Sims 3. It really is. Like, I feel like it's 95% Sims 4. Then, like, probably 3.5 to 4% Sims 2. And that last little percentage is Sims 3. It's always so dead, and I don't understand why. I feel like this game like gets slept on so much. It's like the hidden gem that shouldn't be hidden anymore. Kitty says he's like, I get that he died when he was 17 and 18, but still mentally he's older. He was obsessed with her because he couldn't read her mind. Oh, yeah, you're right. She had this natural shield against vampires, right? If I'm not mistaken, that was part of her like hidden ability or something. He calls her his personal brand of heroin. Maya says, I'm not gonna lie, I sleep on Sims 3. Yes. Need to hop on that bandwagon. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Calls her. It's weird, Kitty. And it's hard because obviously I'm not a woman. I'm not like, I guess, particularly a straight woman. There are, to my understanding, at least there is an audience out there for straight women who enjoy males that are dominating to the point where it borders on being toxic, abusive, aggressive. But for some reason, some women like that kind of eroticism. I'm going to refrain from sharing my thoughts on that. I personally don't think it's healthy, but some people are into that. Maybe some people identify with that. They like that element of being controlled. I don't know. It doesn't seem healthy to me. That's all I'm going to say. But there is, I remember this being a big hot topic because I work in publishing and I see a lot of authors who discuss matters like this. But there was a division, particularly among straight women reading erotic fiction. There was a divide in the community where some women were sticking up for that kind of literature, where they supported more, I guess, suggestive, potentially triggering themes that bordered on like dominant male figures who were abusive, versus female readers who didn't appreciate that, saying that it was kind of like glorifying abuse, if that makes any sense. That's a murky topic. I'm on the side where I'm like, I don't really like that kind of fiction, but obviously it's like freedom of expression, and I mean, if you like that stuff, then that's you, I guess. I'm like, I hope people wouldn't fall prey to those patterns in real life, but I guess if they can enjoy that with fake people, with fictitious characters, and I'm like, I guess it's okay. It's just not, I don't think it's healthy personally, but yeah, that was a really big topic, and it was very divisive, for sure. I did see a lot of people who were very adamant on either side, depending on what they wanted. 50 Shades of Grey was based on Twilight. Oh, really? And it was a terrible misrepresentation of BDSM. Oh, yeah, I've heard things. Yeah, that book definitely came up a lot in discussion, because that's probably one of the most popular like erotic novels, especially because it was adapted into a film. People did have problems with that as well, for obvious reasons. Kitty says, I'm into that dark romance myself, but it was bordering the P word. Yeah, I agree. The PDO, yeah. Hezekiah, Kitty, this whole staying forever young made me feel bad for the little girl from the movie Interview with the Vampires. She aged, but is still stuck in a child's body. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's weird. Ooh, yeah, no, I would not want to be stuck in a child's body. That's like Orphan. It's like the movie Orphan written all over it. The sad thing is there are people in real life who, I can't remember what the terminology is, but there are real life people who do suffer from that. So, you know, respectfully to them, I'm sure that that's a struggle that they have, because it's like you are mentally maybe 25, 30, 35, 40 in terms of like the years that you've had on this earth, and mentally you have that maturity, but you're stuck in either a child's body or a teen's body. I don't have words for that. Like that's such a very, I can definitely see how that can be extremely frustrating. You know, especially if people don't take you seriously when, you know, you are truly an adult, even if your body does not reflect that physically. I don't remember what the condition was, but I've definitely seen videos of people in real life who've suffered from that. Kitty Haas, I wouldn't want to be a vampire. Imagine watching everyone you love get old and die while you live past their expiration again and again. Yeah, no, there's definitely like a very dark side to the concept of being a vampire. For sure. And you having to be a predator. You have to be a predator to survive, unless you find a way to like steal blood. Sounds wild to vocalize, but yeah. Yeah. That's why it's one of those things where it's like, fictitiously, you can kind of glamorize it. But if you really think about it, it's not that great. You know? Lurking, yes, no problem, Heather. Kitty says, I'd rather be a werewolf so I can be fluffy. Oh my, no, that looks painful too, though, you guys. Like, being a werewolf seems very painful. Ooh, thank you for the follow, Alice Pera. Appreciate that. I was never, like, a huge werewolf fan, to be honest with you guys. I don't know why. Like, it's interesting, but I don't know. I never, like, in The Sims, I never wanted to play as a werewolf. I never really wanted to be a werewolf. Like, I have a high pain tolerance. Fair enough. Yeah, I was definitely much more into, like, the witches and vampires kind of thing. Even ghosts. But not werewolves for some reason. I was just not hugely into it. These polys, though, I cannot smooth these out. I was the wolf kid in my class, so naturally I was obsessed with werewolves. You just like all the occults, Kitty Haas. You just like all the occults. I want to do more. I want to do more gameplay with ghosts. I feel like that's one where I don't have a lot of experience with in The Sims, and I find ghosts so fascinating. That's probably the one, funny enough, that realistically I have the most interest in. Like, spirits, ghosts. I think demonic things are interesting, but I don't like messing with them. There was a novel I read... Oh, Hezekiah. There was a novel I read about a young man that was turned into a vampire against his will. But instead of drinking human blood, he nurtured himself with animal blood. And because of that, he was weak. Oh, I heard about that. I wonder what book that is. Playing with ghosts on The Sims will be interesting. Can you play as ghosts in The Sims 3? Yes, you can. Yeah, with Supernatural, you can make them and create a sim. So I will definitely be making a house. I'm sorry, I will definitely be making households that do have ghosts. I will. But yeah, if you guys saw the post, we do have some families that are inspired by movies and TV shows. So that will be fun. So Hezekiah got one. We have Robin Braxton and Kelsey Day as one household. I have Betsy Suave and Nathaniel Reed as another. I had Eliza and Brian Sampson. And Eliza's lover is Wilson Munch, I think his name is. I had another household, but I can't remember what I used for their names. From a cult classic 90s film. What did I use for their names, though? I know I renamed the male character. Their last name was Anvil. What did I name the other two people, though? Let me see. One Last Kiss by R.L. Stein. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. The Goosebumps. Goosebumps guy. What did I rename the other characters? Let me see. Oh, I named... Okay, Madison Ashworth. The other one, I think I named... I think it was Ellen Shard, I think. Yeah, those characters were from a movie. What's the other one? There was one more. Oh, yeah, and then I had two Sims. Let me see. This one was from a Disney movie. What did I name him? Let me see. What the heck? That's not... What did I name him? Don't remember the names. There are going to be a lot of families, though, that are inspired by TV and movies. I definitely have some that are lined up for the supernatural part of town. I have a lot of ones that I want to include that are in there, but I won't spoil like any of the shows or movies that they're referencing. All the characters. I'm not gonna have every single family be a movie or TV reference, but most of them likely will be, or at least a derivative of that. Most of the characters have names that are very close to theirs in their actual respective shows and movies, though. So if you're familiar with it, you'll know, and they look close. They look fairly close to their real counterparts. So that will be fun. We got a lot of love triangles. We got a lot of like, let me see what else. Personality clashes. There will be some criminals. There will be a lot of Sims with secrets. Secret occult Sims or Sims that have other secrets tied to the occult. That will be there as well. Definitely some Sims trying to seek fame and fortune. Trying to find their place in the world. It'll be quite interesting. I'm actually excited to play some of the families inspired by TVs and movies because there have been times where I was not satisfied with how things worked out, like plot-wise. But it's The Sims, so we can rewrite it. We can rewrite it. I won't spoil it because I may make this family in The Sims, but there was a really great 90s sitcom where the show ended and the couple that really should have come out of that show, that they even, the show like wrote them to be together. Like there were important scenes that were making it so that the characters would eventually fall in love. They did not. But I'm thinking of redoing that in The Sims because I do like the show. I do like this show, and I did like there are two main ladies in that show, so maybe you can connect the dots. So 90s show, two main female leads with a romance that should have happened that did not. But I think we can make it happen in The Sims, and their storyline I think is really cute for The Sims as well. So they will appear. They will definitely appear in the game. Probably based on the show in the wealthier side of town. Which is also bad because I wanted them in the supernatural part of town as well. So maybe you can think about, maybe that's a thinker for you guys, if you can guess who these ladies are. So 90s sitcom, two main lead actresses, and in their show there was a romance that was being built up but did not happen. But then they were in another bit of fiction that is tied to this part of town, the supernatural side of town. And they were definitely part of our childhood, especially if you were like a millennial, maybe even Gen X, like they were definitely part of your childhood. So I'm definitely going to try to include them for sure. I just don't know which part of town. Ooh, cuz they're very memorable in the supernatural side of things as well, so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where to place them. I don't want to have copies of them. That would be weird if there's like 4 of them, like 2 and 2. I have to choose, you guys, so we'll see. Supernatural part of town. Let me see. We do have quite a bit of space though. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lots. Okay, yeah, I got a lot planned. I definitely have at least 4 or 5 already mapped out over here. We'll see. Okay, what am I doing? I have to finish this road over here. This nightmare road. But yeah, I think I will head off soon, you guys, because I have to eat. Might consider adding some guardrails, but ooh, there we go. I think this looks better. And let me just smooth this area over here. I feel like I always get close to fixing it and then it just kind of resets a little bit. It's this part I don't like, you guys. It's like this huge block that comes. So I guess I'm going to have to leave the other things as is, but then just carefully try to buffer that area out. It's like, can I get this program to bend to my will? At least a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. Just those little bumps. I just wish it wasn't so jagged, you guys. I think that's kind of the... It's kind of the obstacle of using this. It's like it always makes it a little jagged, but... I think we'll be okay. This one I'll definitely smooth, though, so... Back here. The rest of it, what I'm going to do is I'll just use probably some trees. Some trees and some guardrails at some point. I think we'll just leave that as is. Alright, I think this is a good stopping point. We've been on for a while. This is actually the longest stream I've done for a while, you guys. 3.5 hours, not too shabby. I'm usually only on for about a couple hours these days, but we had some good conversations, so I appreciate that. And thanks again to CJ for the raid as well. Let me see if we can keep the raid going. Let's see who is online. Oh, I think Vampire Queen went live. Okay. Let's go ahead and raid Vampire Queen. But thank you guys for coming on in. We should be back either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm going to keep trying to push through this, you guys. So I appreciate all of you being patient. I know it's been a while. We're getting there, though. We need a lot of finishing touches. I need to finesse the road over here. We need to add in some additional lights over here as well. But I'm going to keep working on it off camera as well. So we're getting there. But thank you guys for coming on in. For my YouTube friends, thank you so much for hanging out. And of course, I'll see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. If you are on Twitch, we will raid out to Vampire Queen. So please stay tuned. And thanks again for coming on in. So with that said, you guys, just like always, it has been Townie Streams. Signing off. Take care, you guys. See you on Tuesday or Wednesday.